Straight into the action we go as a pistol run has already begun, and it is with some action. Hades finding Synopsy, taking him down, but the trade is across the map and almost instant. They're going down over into the B-bomb site. Goofy quickly eliminated as well. Bad News Eagles off to a flying start.
Yeah, raring to go after a failed T-side on overpass, and now a 3-on-1 that Hades is not favoring his chances in. 2 kills so far. We need to finish the ace, and finds GXX on the flank. Now just a separated fight inside of the bomb side, but Rigon completely unexpected. A very quick round and a very fast T-side round registered here for Bad News Eagles to jumpstart their map pick in Mirage.
Cool cannons, man. Where are the... Oh, I've never seen those.
Not often we look up on maps. We always just look ahead.
True. That is true. Also sounds like it's almost a motivational Instagram quote, but not quite there yet.
Always surprised me when people were like, look up inside a palace, there are windows and there's like balconies and all this sort, and everyone's like, well, what the hell? How long have those been there?
I did see that,
yeah,
but mostly because, like, whenever I was saving, I was really bored. Despite there being an A-side stack, it feels like it has been sniffed out and will soon be snuffed out as well. A Mac-10 will find 2 kills in the middle of it all. 3, rather. Sveneri very happy as he is getting that paycheck.
Yeah, not a lot to write home about on the defensive end so far. 4-9, albeit that was only a round on pistols, so you're not expected too much. But not a single casualty sustained here for Bad News Eagles, so already building up a nice little buffer for themselves as we head into the first gun round. See if 9 can present that same level of effectiveness. They were very crisp on a number of duels when it came to the overpass defenses. But Bad News Eagles have to come in with a bit of a chip on their shoulder, overpassing on a map that they feel the most comfortable with. Mirage, a whole different story. Nade is great for Hades, and that Mac-10 could have finished off business, but Hades is very fast to collect on a headshot, and Goofy covers off the potential push, so down to just 3 on the attack.
Right start of things for 9 is, even despite the Molotov and all the follow-up damage coming through, Hades is still able to keep himself alive, a smoke down as well, and I don't think they've realized that Hades has actually retreated that far. And well, now they will. Goofy comes through with another quick kill. Kai's added even more to the tally, and not a single casualty on the CT side, despite what looked like Bad News Eagles being set up to get quick CT control after that grenade. Hades keeps everything nice and toasty.
Yeah, the fact that he was able to get that 1 kill on the SMG pushing him close ticket changed the entire tide of that round. If not for him surviving for as long as he did, then B&E could have taken over CT control, could have got that bomb down, and actually thought about post plants, but they had to slow it right down low enough for that Kai flank to actually have some effectiveness. Very pedal to the metal to kick off Mirage. 3 rounds pass by in a glimpse of an eye. In the blink of an eye. Glimpse of an eye is not a sort of phrase.
Maybe it should be. Like a romantic encounter, like a glimpse of an eye. Ooh.
We make eye contact? Do I talk?
Many want some eye contact over here, but unfortunately he's made contact with lead. Ooh. Not quite what he's looking for, and Goofy hasn't quite registered it yet either. Rigon, forget about hit registry. There isn't even mental registry in this game right now when he's going like...
Had a good path into jungle, maybe wrapping into A site, but Hades cuts it dry. And they still know that A ramp could potentially be occupied. Kai has not revealed his position. That's where the bomb is coming over that direction. GXX critical kill, but again, highlight on the fact that Kai could cut off this bomb, and you could see Scenari's hesitance approaching in at ramp because he knows this is a possibility.
He knows it almost certainly. Kai, flashbang inwards, and Scenario will take him down. You can see it getting troublesome potentially, but realistically, Hades needed to find the kill onto Synopsy to keep that round a little bit more contestable. GXX finding another on top of it was just the cherry, and no more than that.
Yeah, very explosive start to that round by Rigon, someone that we were highlighting on overpasses, having some difficulties not only on that CT side, but also translating any sort of success onto T. I mean, he's not to really be blamed. The whole team struggled on the attacking end. But I want to see Rigon maintain that star role position, because when he came into this roster, they even said themselves, they thought he was the one that would take Bad News Eagles up to the next level. Hold there from Synopsy, Carlo overstepping and looking for early information, hoping that nobody will be holding in for the B apartments.
Be careful on the side of things, but Minio lines them up. GXXR doesn't find the frag. I think Raycon might have actually walked in front of him when Minio's taking the peek. That's why it's a wallbang kill as well.
Still completely siphoned. I mean, the CTs cannot move in towards this B-bomb site. Synopsy has demanded that space. 3 kills from him, completely by his lonesome. They knew there was pressure building on short, but Minio alleviated that rather quickly, and Juan is just making sure that Minio is kept in check. They're not going for this. They see how far back Kai is. They counted themselves out of this round before it even really began. If they cannot get 1 kill on Synopsy, he's allowed to get 3. Yeah, you're maybe looking forward to another shot at it in a future round. You see back-to-back moments here for Bad News Eagles. First, it was Rigon to get the multi-kill in middle, but there are multiple stars here on this Bad News Eagles side.
I don't think that's ever been in doubt for sure.
Yeah, it's just all about who comes up on which map, which day sometimes. I've even seen separate tournaments where maybe one will sort of shy away. I was always surprised that when it came to the international ventures, GXX wasn't even able to have, you know, small glimpses of the highlight reels that we see in a lot of his online play. Surprised maybe the wrong word, but you know, occasionally when we have explosive AWPers like this, they'll still have a round or two where you see what they're made of. You see the potential, but played a lot more conservatively in those international ventures, I think.
Yeah, to be fair, it has, you know, at times still paid off of a bit. GXX does tend to, you know, sort of have at least 1 or 2 maps where he's still getting a lot of numbers, even if they're not in the same way that you normally would see him in online, for sure. But that being said, right now it's all about the money. Those are the numbers that matter. Minio, however, has taken down 1 player already. Second spotted out. Third is down as well. So, the second is down. Minio is still alive and getting ready to fight through into CT. And as GXX has been blocked out, has to be careful. A flashbang goes deep. Minio wants to take the peek, but there's a second flash available now. Takes down another. GXX on the other side will miss a shot, but Synopsy apparently doesn't even know that's an option.
You might miss, but there's that safety net. Well, like his name would suggest, this is a bit of a goofy saving spot. Sitting on top of the TV. You see that too frequently. Made to look rather silly in the opening segments of this half. 9 getting completely overwhelmed and overrun by the sheer aggression that Bad News Eagles are presenting to them. Not too much to think about in these rounds. Just going in, finding headshots, scaling with the utility, and converting a lot of their ventures so far. One successful defense from 9, one where they had 0 casualties, and not a lick since.
Oh. Crucial. Very important frag to be found. Okay, well, he knows there's another player around the corner. Why not go ahead and pick him up? Put him down.
Good counter there from Juan Fatra, already pre-aiming the angle for the jump up into Palace. Minio completely unexpecting someone to have made their way out from ramp. Synopsy today can finish off business. Minio had to fight or fly there and fails to do either. Hades and Goofy do answer in kind, so Synopsy's all that's left. A 1-on-3 and headshot offered up. But they have to give this man some respect. Was completely dominant over at B and takes his time with the taps. Hades as well. Op shot missed, but USP will be pulled in time and get it done with the scope. May as well make it work with the sidearm. Second round here for 9.
Synopsis crosshair placement is so impressive in that situation. Just take notes, guys. If you're an aspiring rifler watching this right now, first of all, thank you. I thought you'd be watching Kato, but secondly, Synopsis got some great crosshair placements. Playing God for himself. Stressing out the T-side economy already, despite their spree of rounds. That's one of the problems of losing out maybe a couple of players here and there, which you would have liked to save. One round away from a potential reset.
And they're gonna give up a lot of control over towards middle. Smoke towards connector will at least provide him one of the sight lines, but now a smoke at top con. They can cross towards ladder and potentially split this B bomb site if that was to be the plan. Gunned down in an earlier adventure by Minio holding top con, but that was why they threw this extra smoke. But not committing, and Kai is investigating over at A. Bomb is resetting this direction. Could be a timing out of Palace if Rigon's going to look forward instead of behind.
Seems like he heard you. Problem still going to be Hades is in such a good position when you consider they only have a single flashbang, but Kai pushing forward does actually give up Hades' angle to be slightly more exposed, so he'll have to be more defensive. But as Bad News Eagle circles back towards a mid-play, they don't have the utility to make this happen unless they just get straight clean shots. But Minio peeks out completely dry. Goofy and Hades are still going to keep it competitive, but as Connector gets blocked off, Goofy needed to keep himself alive, but is not able to do so. Kyler finds some ground, finds some space, and he hasn't realized One Flash has dropped down yet. One Flash, who, however, loses his teammate in the meanwhile and will reveal his position. And with the bomb down, 10 seconds on the clock, this isn't going to be enough time. Kyler has completely outplayed him. Just breaks his ankles.
Oh, my GXX can't even get the tail end kill. So spread out, so separated. I'm not sure they were all on the same page about where they wanted to finish off. The bomb actually couldn't make its way up connector. That Molotov was very timely off of short. So because it sort of bought, I think, an additional 7-8 seconds, they felt like they had to go towards B. And that's where Kylar steps up to the plate, dropped that bomb. Second kill. I mean, I don't even know how he gets away with that one. Like you said, pulling some fast moves. Quick little crossover, and no chance at the trade right back. Again, very quick early precedent over towards Palace. Uh-oh.
Oh, no.
That's danger.
Goodbye.
Oh, he didn't shoot.
Maybe.
And so the orb escapes him. Minio's got a smoke hold, and missed shots from Juan Flatro. 2 chances at opening kills for the Bad News Eagles, and neither convert.
Like, I know 9 might win this round, but I feel like just to teach them a lesson they shouldn't have.
Yeah, almost certainly.
GXX, however, has at least been teaching them a lesson in money management. Synopsy, however, suddenly brings things back to competitive positions. Even in a 1-on-2, GXX could definitely still make this work for himself. Only question is, can he find an isolated duel? Kai, his responsibility is not to overstep and overpeak. Hades' reposition will give him a lot more space to at least block out anyone in middle. And as I say, that seems like he wants to actually go for the short jump backwards as well. Kai finishes off. Even retrieves or thinks about retrieving that secondary AWP.
Yeah, and with how proactive Kai's been over to Palace, you could see there was a bias there from GXX to expect him to be on the high ground. Found himself on the blind spot instead. Good positioning from Kai, mixing things up. And while he might have started in Palace, didn't finish there. Still, only 2 survivors there for the CTs. Their money's not in an ideal spot, but they're having more success in these past few rounds in converting. Getting to see some of that great anchor decision-making come to play. And also just quick pickups. You know, as soon as Synopsy got that kill into jungle, you could tell Synopsy thought he would have at least 1 or 2 seconds before another CT would come his direction. But Hades got there very quick. Lightning fast, in fact. Nothing escaped the 9 defensive for all too long, even in the 2-on-2. Still, trailing by 1 round, and B&E, should they lose this one, should be in half-buy territory. And that's where we've actually seen 9 have some issues on their CT side. Even on Overpass, they were losing a lot of weapons to pistols. Very pacey. Scenario already inside the connector, and making a step on top of the box. Minio should be aware they're close.
No one in A main is definitely new, and Kai might be a little bit extra wary because of it. Eddie's not being here either, so this will have to be a couple of very quick kills to come through. Goofy and Minio at least do chime in with a couple apiece, but Kai taking his time, taking that smoke and using it to move past, has not been spotted just quite yet. Gets a freebie, drops a bomb as well. Now, finally, that lurking player to come over. One flat shoe with a grenade. GXX with a follow-up will actually take him down. But with the bomb still on the ground, Goofy has a chance to close the distance. And with this, 80's kill, he's the only one who's still got a chance to try and make something work. We'll have to wait and keep an eye out for what he can find while the bomb makes its way over to the bomb site itself. Goofy, straight down middle he goes, one flat true with the bomb deployed. Both players bunched up on the bomb site, and as they start to take a peek forward, Goofy wants to just get some warbangs, will not find them. One flat true, close it out.
Seeing a lot of pros start to line up that wallbang. Think you can still find that kill with a USP straight through. Now with rifles, it's also tantalizing when you know that they're trapped on default as well. But a very hard 1v2 to have win out. They were always going to try and line up for a trade there, and being able to convert on what has been, you know, these sort of 2v2, 3v3 scenarios. That's where they've actually had some issues, because they've been so spread thin. This time, clumped up together to make sure that line was finally crossed. The 9 economy wasn't in a great place. You could see that reflected in their buy now. Deagles and that 1 M4 in Hades' hands. Postured up for a B play, and there are 4 players in close proximity. 3rd player is flanking towards the underpass, and no one's hovering for Minio at the moment, but timing's not great. Synopsy finally clears behind, and they're running into 3 still.
Oh, Scenario with the spam as well, courtesy of the Mac 10 will just keep the player distracted, and as they keep on moving forward, it's entries galore, stack or not, will not matter. If you can just get the kills, it doesn't matter where they all are. Rigon seals the deal with 3, and even if it may not seem all important, trust me when I say it is. Keep that money healthy.
Yeah, anticipate things to maybe go a little pear-shaped here if you're Bad News Eagles. 7 will still feel like you're most of the way there in terms of your goals for this T side. With the way things started, certainly look for more.
So you're English, right?
Yes.
So I have a question. Why do English people hate the shape of a beer so much?
I think it's just it's supposed to sort of indicate that it's a little wavy, a little bendy. You know, pear's got a couple set of curves.
What fruit doesn't have curves?
I mean, it's not so much the fact that they're curved, more the fact that a pear has multiple curves. You know, sometimes in, sometimes out.
Okay. Don't know what kind of pears you guys get, man, but
You know, it's got like a torso, and it's got some waist, you know?
Again,
Maybe our pears, maybe we got different pears.
maybe we
I
do
don't
have
know.
different pears.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I just know it's a turn of phrase. I'm trying to justify it for. I'm not the one who made up this idiom.
no, I don't believe you are. That is true. Now they're going to have to start to make up for the deficit very, very soon, though. They're going to have to do it without the AWP. If there was ever going to be a round for 9-9, this was it.
Ball is
Sorry.
cold. and have to really consider how they're going to approach this one. They know that they're not going to have an AWP to contest GXX at range, and that will be a severe limitation here for 9. You know, we've seen some good work from Hades when it comes to that AWP. Been quick on his feet. Pretty fast on some of the flicks too, but GXX has been able to match him more often than not, and has found, I think, the more important kills instead of instigating and actually opening up rounds for the Mad News Eagle side. We've seen these stars have their impact, whether it's been Rigon, Synopsy, GXX. Feels like they've all had individual moments, and GXX will strike again. Hades tried to take that challenge with the AONS, which I thought is what they might have talked about in the freeze time, but instead they gift an opener to the B&E side.
Oh, there goes Synopsy. So, gifts have been exchanged. Scenario, however, comes out on top of it all, but Minio will decide that that will not be for too long. Trades across the map consistently taking place, but really feels like the big one that will make a difference, the big duel, is going to be Kyler versus GXX. And, well, Kyler, as much of a magician he was in one particular round of the B-bomb site, that magic has largely been empty. Needs to be careful that he doesn't go for a jump spot or anything like it. GXX is just zoned in and ready for that exact play to be made. Instead... oh dear. Careful now. Smoke been deployed. GXX getting ready to line up and throw down. Kyler does have a smoke of his own ready, but does not want to deploy it yet. Will it be too little too late? Still, Bad News Eagle not committing one flusher, not expecting the verticality to be changed. And now... smoke down, Kai can cross back over. It's all about how fast will Minio be back on this B-bomb site. GXX has still got to try and find and eliminate Kyler soon. It's such a tricky angle to deal with, though. Will he be expecting it? Quick drop down. Kyler is playing this very defensively. That's exactly what you want to see. Perfectly played as a B-side anchor.
Yeah, with how slow they were approaching into that B-bomb site, as time ticks further and further away, it's less likely that they actually clear out his position. So really, really great patience in just holding the trigger and waiting for those sound cues for them to actually make their way onto the site, because one had to prioritize plant, the other had to try and hunt for the kill. As soon as GXX was gone, the round was done. Again, these sort of 3v3s, these mid-round moments, Bad News Eagles seem to have more of a difficulty converting on them. It is solid onto Rigon, forced back into the HE via the Molotov.
Rigon, though. Oh, he catches him out. The timing is perfect. Rigon! What a shot mid-air as well, and he's not done yet. Mirage is his map 14 and 8, and you can see why this team can sometimes just feel so damn hard to play against.
Yeah. GXX will decapitate Minio as well. This is the Rigon I think we were expecting to maybe get a bit more presence from on Overpass. You know, he'd get his one. Sometimes he'd sort of overstay his welcome, and he wouldn't be able to get much more. But you can see that was a very awkward looking round from Rigon's POV. You know, gets mollied into a nade, but then retakes those top mid boxes where they thought it was clear for just a moment, and that's where Rigon's timing is just so unnecessarily brutal. He's been practicing his clay pigeon shooting.
Kyler's got the weapon for it.
Yeah, a very traditional weapon to clay pigeon shoot, I guess, with. Ooh.
And Synopsy's also been something else right now. This past game. Quick drop down, and GXX has found Kyler as well. 5-on-2, there's basically nothing you can do as 9 now. At this point, it's only down to Minio and whether he can find some heroics, but hell, he's even finding it hard to take a bullet to the side of the head. So now you have to spray for that one.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting a whole lot with this buy from 9, and, well, they've not got much of anything. So, double digits here for Bad News Eagles, unless Goofy is somehow able to pull off a 1v5 with an MP9. Not fancying his chances. Yeah, shot in the back of the head. Synopsy will close it. A successful T-side half this time over by the Bad News Eagles. Let's see if they can convert here on their map pick to force Anubis.
First half coming out of the Bad News Eagles, and as we head into the second, their double digits will be supporting them all the way through. Let's see whether or not 9 can find more success on their T side than Bad News Eagles did on Overpass, but hell, it would be difficult to be less successful than that.
Yeah, we had a nice little flashback there of Kyler's 2 kills on the B-bomb site, but not too many successes for 9 on that CT side. All in all, they have to make this work, and it's a fast B play to try and instigate.
Raycon good for the first one, even while blind. Raycon comes through with more. He does not want to stop. This man is on a tear right now. And unfortunately for 9, they are on the receiving end.
Kylo looked like he thought he killed that first player, but sort of gave up shooting. Thought for sure he could go for the secondary, but there are too many Bad News Eagles players for him to deal with. That B fast play. Classic B rush. No success here for 9, and Bad News Eagles will continue to peel away with the lead. 2 pistols for Bad News Eagles on this map.
A lot of ecos actually coming out, interestingly enough.
Yeah, respecting the long game.
Aye. Bit unfortunate.
Well, they almost caught him off guard. They were trying to trade utility from con to bottom con, but not enough to finish off the job. Scenario on 4 HP, and the remainder of the 9 side will get aggressive through the apartments. Tried at the pistol, and well, they've still got those pistols, but it's kind of an unfair advantage Synopsy has. Head armor, a FAMAS, doesn't have to be anywhere near as sharp, but still got headshots galore over on the defense. So up to 12, 9 will buy into our 3rd round, coming into the second half. And if we're going to see anything happen here for 9, if we're going to see them come back into this game, it has to start soon. This is one of the problems, you know, when we look at 2 sides. Again, halves are theoretically the same, but that pressure of Bad News Eagles getting to the finish line so much quicker than you after a failed first half is something that you have to consider. GXX's hands as well, so there's nothing to contest that at distance. Goofy's even forced further away by those flames. I think it's spread into him for an additional set of damage, and the nade brings him within an inch of his life. 25 remaining on Goofy. He doesn't want to stay in the B apartments. He might be funneled into Scenari's flank.
Scenari doesn't want to stay in the A-bomb side. He doesn't want to stay on CT side in general. He's like, well, maybe I can be one of them. Guys, why aren't you paying attention to me? You should be paying attention to him. Drops the bomb, gets so much more information on top of it all. And even if he does end up getting traded out, that is still so damn difficult for 9 to come back in from. GXX gets 1, but has probably not realized that he has moved past him. The problem for Minio is his options are limited at best. And now they are depleted at worst.
Goofy making his way up short with the bomb. Hades is far and away from his teammate. No longer has a teammate, and Juan Flatro makes sure that he joins him quite quickly afterwards. No problems here on Mirage. Bad News Eagles, after a disappointing overpass, come in with a point to prove. Would push us into an Anubis, some unfamiliar territory for the Bad News Eagles in particular. Played it a couple of times. I think I've won it once 16-6. I've also lost it once 16-6, albeit it was against an Aurora side that seemed to have made that their specialty.
Aurora side that went undefeated for 15 matches before Astralis dethroned them.
Yeah, quite the streak.
Indeed. Flashes, tries to try and isolate out the players back in stairs, and Synopsis' demise means at least the plan A is somewhat successful. Doesn't help that with the flashbangs, the CTs are also going to end up losing out control over this spawn to a large extent. Kyler, smoke is still down, but while it dissipates, Rigon regains control. And Goofy, well, he might be able to regain the frag, but he even moves inside the smoke soon afterwards. Mini on the other side as well. When Flatru reveals his position, but he'll get 2. I felt like they were really setting up to just try and fight back from Connector, not realizing there's still another player there. And Hades all alone. Smoke is down, shots are missed, HP is low, and Hades is gone from contention in this round.
Yeah, gets 1 kill on the exit, but knew he couldn't swing up much further to try and stop that defuse. Smoke was down, so 7 bullets in the chamber wouldn't have been enough probably to line up that spam before being fragged by one of the teammates holding for his position. Maybe it'll be the same story. There's some rounds on the CT side, but none on T on your opponent's map pick. We have Hades on that AWP, but there's double AWPs for Bad News Eagles. We saw some great work from Synopsy on that scoped weapon as well. Some arguments to be made that he may even be a primary, secondary AWPer, the amount he frequents this gun. He's maybe trying to contest GXX's position a little too heavy. We won't see the same concessions that 9 had on their CT side. You know, mid was also picking up somewhat for free, trying to phase the smoke. Minio finds the kill, but it's almost immediately countered. No one there with him to try and take over connection control. Kai actually holding for the eventual move out, but Juan Flatru, you're not supposed to get away with 2.
He's so aware right now.
Plugged in.
Big smoke's over and out. Synopsy found and eliminated Tyler in the meanwhile. Goofy, good trade, but it's all about trying to find Synopsy before the rest of the players actually come over, and Synopsy cannot be allowed to get another kill, and Hades has done just that. One Flatru as well, a quick casualty as Goofy was yet to reveal his position. GXX Swift rotation back over to try and return in. Hades won't be expecting this in the slightest. GXX's speedy rotation won't even be checked, more likely than not. Hades is gone. It is 15. 9 cannot catch a break.
Yeah, GXX, very smooth moves. Found his opening opportunity, and you saw as well this sight gap. Hades just wasn't sure if he was going to be pushing up on him or not. And no confirmation on just how deep into short GXX was. And that played a mind game against him. GXX fully capitalizing. No wasted movement in terms of getting over to the market area. And 9 in between a rock and a hard place. Nowhere to go here on Mirage. Need 10 straight. Much worse than what Bad News Eagles had to try and work off of on their overpass T side. And that ended up becoming, well, a non-starter. Same story here for 9. First kill is in from Scenari, Smoke and Palace, so there's no trade available. Closest player that could have received Scenari, and Raygon has also gotten his 1 kill towards middle. In fact, he's pushing deeper than that. So there's a potential flank on this A bomb site. They'll find that bomb in rather quickly. Minio is all that's left, and Connector's all he's got to work off of, and the nade will greet him. Good kill from Minio, brings it down to 1-on-2, and he's got some space to actually retrieve this bomb.
Needs to get it down fast, but I just prioritized trying to look for a duel initially. He's got no idea how far or close Raygon could be at this stage. And Minio, at this point, he is significantly more committed to the idea of Bad News Eagles wanting to try and push into him rather than the other way around.
Pretty sure as well, Minio, when he was in middle, saw Raygon push through top middle, so he's anticipating that this is the likely path Raygon would take, but Raygon's trying to subvert those expectations by simply sitting still, preventing him from going to B.
He could have theoretically moved through CT spawn and gone to the B bomb site as well. So the fact that he's waited this long does at least make Bad News Eagles and see, but the problem is he's turned around, he's looking elsewhere, and he is now dead on top of it all. So 1-1 as far as the maps are concerned. And we're going to be going to Anubis, but what a convincing performance to come through from the Eagles right here and now.
Yeah, good to see that they're able to bounce back so handily on their own map pick, and I think leads into that conversation we were having about how they've been shifting around their vetoes and trying to realign themselves with how this new map pool is looking. Yeah, Overpass wasn't one of the maps that they were all too comfortable